Welcome back. I don't know what we're fucking recording.
Today we're going to talk about Andrew Yang.
Oh, okay.
Yang has appeared in things like Freakonomics.
Well,
He's a fascinating cultural phenomenon. He blends a traditionally left-wing platform, reading directly off of Vox here, a mass expansion of the safety net and a big new value-added tax, or VAT, to pay for it, with massive appeal to the young, predominantly male, and in their unique way, socially conservative audiences of the people like Joe Rogan and Sam Harris. This meme showing an angry MAGA hat wearing Trump supporter transforming into a blissful basic income enjoying Yang backer. It's a good illustration of how this type of Reddit 4chan dezen Yang backer thinks Yang's message will perpetuate on the right.
so I have Yang's site pulled up. I mean, like, I don't think either of us would say that, like,
12,000 like basic income, so $12,000 a year, $1,000 a month.
Yeah, like basic income's good. Climate change, LGBTQ rights,
opioid crisis.
Like,
I don't know how you're gonna fix the opioid crisis.
Yeah, I don't think anyone fucking knows how.
Legalize marijuana. I mean,
what the fuck is the American Mall Act? These giant spaces need to be revitalized in order to spur investment in the local economy and combat suburban blight associated with the closing of a mall.
The mall.
What?
First and foremost.
What the fuck are you on about?
First, how would you do that? Like, malls have been killed by things like Walmart. Second off, malls were a very fucking Cold War thing as they were built during the Cold War with the thought of the Cold War. Wait a second.
Make Puerto Rico state. Yeah.
Make Puerto Rico state's absolutely fine.
Autism intervention?
As awareness of autism has improved, we have to increase the number of children diagnosed with autism.
We've seen an increase in the
number
of children.
Numbers up.
Recently, numbers from the CDC put the rate at 1 in 68 children in the U.S. Outcomes for autistic children are significantly better if they're diagnosed early and receive the care that they need to develop.
There's no reason to make that a point. There's absolutely no reason to make that a point because it's literally the same thing as increased healthcare. Like, about free healthcare would help with that because people could actually bring their fucking kids to something. Yeah. Same thing with basic income.
What the fuck is support the arts?
Well, everyone says shit.
Yeah, no, but artists have the same effect as humanity as entrepreneurs over time. However, many Wait,
what?
Artists have the same effect on a community as entrepreneurs over time.
They gentrify neighborhoods and they take away fucking, like, living capacities for the poor?
This is a terrible way of viewing artists. Please wait.
No, we commercialize everything.
I don't like the way that they're viewing that.
We have.
Anyway, okay.
The big point.
The big point is human-centered capitalism.
Yes.
This doesn't exist. It's not a thing. It's not real or feasible. Capitalism, it's a system that is...
Interexchange of profits. There's absolutely no person in that, as proven by the corporation.
It's exploitative, though.
Yes.
Of its workers and the people existing in it. When you consider it to have won the war of ideas against socialism, but the simplistic view ignores that there's no such thing as pure capitalist system.
Yep, it won real fucking fair.
And
it's not like America sabotaged any growing capitalist or communist movement throughout the entire world during the entirety of the last century.
You mean socialist or communist?
Yeah, socialist or communist.
Yeah, you say capitalist.
Oops.
But,
humans are more important than money. Yes.
But, like, the problem with this is that we've talked about this. If you suggest this, there's the inherent flaw of what it is. And you can't get past that because it's like, oh, what if these other things fail? Like, what if we don't get Medicare for all? What if we don't get, like, the freedom dividend? What if we don't get... Like, what do you have to fall back on? Human-centered capitalism. It's like, that's not...
Capitalism will always be exploitative. The best you can hope to do is roll back the clock a little bit and make it a little bit less exploitative than it is right now, and bring it back to a slightly longer time ago when the wealth was a little bit more well distributed. But even then, that will not solve the base problem, the root issue, which is the constant accumulation of wealth.
Yeah, exactly. And
at the cost of everyone and everything around it. Markets exist to serve our common goals and values. No, markets exist almost outside of that. It's believed we always use these old concepts of capitalism founded by thinkers who didn't exist to see it come to be. And even then, capitalism's origins are noble, with it being... Most people assume that it's like feudalism and capitalism, which is absolutely absurd.
Yeah.
Instead of feudalism, mercantilism, which, if anybody knows the greatest invention of mercantilism, the transatlantic slave trade,
Yeah.
you understand why that's a terrible thing. It's like, but then the European peasants got to do some things at the cost of millions in bondage, the complete utter destruction of Africa.
Yeah. And I think what you brought up earlier is important about this too, though. It's if we go for this because it has good, like, I don't knock anyone necessarily for being like, oh well, like, if these things were to be in place, they'll help me. I'll be able to survive.
Yes.
Whatever. Like, I understand when people are going for that, but if we settle for this sort of stuff, it's like we get pushed back. We get pushed back from what we've been working towards because now we're settling for capitalism. We're subduing what we were working towards.
Yeah, it's also because in reality, what is he actually suggesting? The only thing that he suggested so far is actually an actual left thing is basic income.
There's the Medicare.
Okay, is it actually Medicare for all? Is it actually a singular system that destroys fucking the Medicare industry, like insurance industry?
Either through expanding Medicare to all or through creating a new healthcare system, we must move in the direction of single payer system.
Or creating a new healthcare system. The only thing that he said with a certainty is basic income. This is leaving caveats with or creating a new healthcare system. What does that mean? Are they talking about a regressive expansion?
Yeah.
Where like you start to lower the age of like Medicare? The whole thing is that's a caveat because it's not even a guarantee that he'll do anything about it. And like just looking at the sheet right now, I can see a few other things about that. Support for the arts is a demonstration of, do you believe life is absurd enough? How about we commodify everything you do, period?
Yeah. No,
support the DREAM Act, which is another huge fucking problem because the DREAM Act was supposed to be a temporary... Don't be wrong, I believe disbanding the DREAM Act was problematic. But the point of the DREAM Act...
was a temporary solution.
It was a temporary solution to get them full citizenship. Reinstating them into the legal fucking, like... The legal, limbo that they existed in is a fucking terrible idea. We're supposed to fully fucking integrate them as citizens. No, go down to the next slide. Nope.
Policies on pathway to citizenship make them earn it. Whoa.
Yeah, we're back.
And Southern Border Security.
You have to you have to earn everything. Every little fucking thing that capitalism gives you. Just like little fucking pittance.
I want to understand what make them earn it means. Sorry, continue.
Like every little pittance they give you, you have to fucking struggle and earn it. And people are like, that's just the way of nature, but that's not the way it is for the fucking rich. They don't struggle and earn it. Oh, God, it's fucking awful.
After securing our southern border, so that we don't end up right back where we started.
Oh.
However, this pathway must reflect the fact that these individuals tried to circumvent our legal immigration system. It's even more important to get this right when citizenship guarantees a freedom dividend.
Who destabilized that entire region for the past 200 fucking years? Jesus.
Find a solution that reflects the fact that they entered the country illegally? What do you...
Debtors' prisons.
Permit individuals to work and stay in the country, provided they pay their taxes and don't get convicted of a felony.
Is he actually going to do convicted? Because a lot of times it's accused. Mm-hmm. Which is really fucking broad, because anybody can be accused of a felony. Problem with enrollment things is how the fuck are you going to enroll? How the fuck is it going to be rolled out? There's not even a place to start with how many issues that can actually have.
Yeah.
It's literally just meme platforms.
Yeah.
Oh god. Making taxes fun.
Bring 2 taxpayers who filled their taxes early from each state to celebrate at the White House as a member of Congress on Revenue Day.
We're literally making this a game show. We're gamifying everything. This is fucking horrifying. Oh god.
What the fuck does that even do?
Well, you see, when you pick up your own trash, it in fact
Bring down the
takes-
household electric bills, coordinate community efforts and success in climate change, invest in there's literally nothing to combat climate change here.
Don't
It's
worry.
Just,
no.
it's just, hey,
no.
we'll go clean up in the local community.
It's not like in the 1990s when we had all those anti-littering things that were funded by giant corporations to justify things like GE dumping millions of gallons of toxic shit into the Hudson River to make it the god-awful waste it is now, and blaming on the tiny man, saying it was their fault.
God bless the Hudson River. The government's goal should be to drive individuals and organizations to find new ways to improve the standards of living of individuals and families on these dimensions. In order to spur development, the government should issue a new currency.
Oh, fuck yes.
The digital social credit. Brain bugs.
Brain bucks is the future.
Which can be converted into dollars and used to reward people and organizations who drive significant social value. This new currency would allow people to measure the amount of good that they have done to various programs and actions. It's literally fucking brain bugs.
You know, every single time I play Xbox, I always wish I could convert my achievements, like achievement score points, into real currency, and they finally have provided me a way to do so.
Yeah, there have been many different forms of Western capitalist economies going back centuries ever since.
Capitalism has merged in all intents and purposes during the Industrial Revolution. Anybody who tries to pretend that capitalism is this fucking never-ending system is absolutely retarded and deserves no credence whatsoever. At one point, the accumulation of wealth was not always a fucking thing, because it was never. Capitalism states that accumulation of wealth is the purpose in and of itself. And well, countries tried to get wealthy before. So yeah, because they wanted weird shit. Like, why the fuck do you think England started doing their shit? It's like, I want them spice and sugar. And they were willing to
Bring me oranges.
Yeah, and they were willing to kill millions of people, which, hey, at least oranges prevent scurvy. They were willing to kill millions of people to do so. But that was why they did it. Not for the acclamation of wealth. They wanted their nice little treats.
Yeah.
And it's insane. It's absolutely fucking insane. But it was not for the sole purpose of making more money.
Yeah.
First off, fuck you. Germany created a fucking expansive, safety net long before, even before the fucking First World War. They had an expansive safety net, which of course collapsed during the fucking Weimar Republic due to lack of funds. But, there's not some... Don't pretend like we're with the rest of the world with an expansive safety net.
Mm-hmm. Now imagine a new type of capitalist economy that is geared toward maximizing human well-being and fulfillment. These goals and GDP would sometimes go hand in hand, but there would be many times when they wouldn't be aligned.
For example,
an airline removing passengers who had already boarded the plane to maximize its profitability would be good for capital, but be bad for people. So would a drug company charging exorbitant, extortionate rates for a life-saving drug. Most Americans would agree that the airline should simply accept the loss of revenue, and the drug company should accept a moderate profit margin. What if this idea was repeated over and over again throughout the economy? Call it human-centered capitalism, or human capitalism for short. And then his tenets.
Okay. The tenets that we've stated.
Humanity is more important than money. The unit of economy is each person, not each dollar. Markets exist to serve our common goals and values. Let me go back to this real quick. Drug company charging exorbitant amounts of extortionate amounts of rates for life-saving drug. How about just not at fucking all? Like a life-saving drug.
Then just make government produced.
Yeah.
Make it fucking produced by society.
But the answer to this is clearly the drug company should accept a moderate profit margin, as opposed to,
just gorge it, get rid of it.
But
fucking take every last fucking patent those fuckers have.
But humanity is more important than money.
No, it's not. He's still pitching something that's still fucking...
But it says it right here. It can't be wrong. It says it right there.
You can't lie on the internet.
No.
no, some of these are fucking no. Let's go through some of the ones that are more insane. Childhood success rates. Don't know what the fuck that means. Infant mortality. It shouldn't exist in a first world country. Proportion of elderly and quality care. What is quality care? Deaths of despair. Despair index.
Oh no.
National optimism.
Oh no.
Mindset of abundance. Reacclimation of incarcerated individuals at risk of criminality. Artistic and cultural vibrancy.
Design and aesthetics.
Fucking
oh no.
actually commodifying.
What are these words? Why are these words on this list in front of me? What the fuck am I reading?
By how much money? That's money. Because everything you've ever created in your life is fucking money. You will never be able to escape the guise of capitalism, the fucking never-ending, like, jaws of it. I think one of the greatest fucking things that capitalism has ever been able to produce, convince the entirety of the American society to believe, is the definitions of what socialism is, or what the definitions of communism.
Mm-hmm.
Seizing the means of productions, people always say those words like it has fucking inherent meaning, and a lot of times, like fucking conservative or even quote unquote liberal, neoliberal people in this fucking country will try and make it seem like it's you just taking away the fucking corporation that big hard capitalist spent his hard-earned money to make, instead of just inheriting it or just getting it through some other barely legitimate means. It also infers that the product produced is decided by the worker. This makes sense because at the end of the day we've learned that variety, fucking the new innumerable options we have, quote unquote, are stupid.
Yeah.
We don't need 25 different brands of toothpaste. You maybe need 3 for three different very specific types of people. One.
What about my sensitive tooths?
There you go. Sensitive. Non-sensitive.
And the ones that you can eat because you're a child.
Yeah, and the ones you can eat. Like, the best people to create an economy or create a fucking product that will respond to the general populace is the general populace. All this fucking market research, which is a heinous field that literally billions upon billions are flushed through. It's almost impossible to measure. Just to try and understand what, in reality, 100 people in your fucking line can tell you is what's necessary. It's absurd.
Right.
Everything about the continuation of capitalism and the continuation of like increasing the fucking wealth pool is absurd.
Yeah.
You can just get rid of it.
Yeah. Sorry.
There's, in this day and age, as more things become automized and we have to think about what the future of the economy will look like, we have to start taking away from the fucking rich cats, the fat cats, because there will hit a point where they don't need us anymore. Where the last bits of our power as the working base, the last bits of as the consumer, will die out, as they will own the whole means of production.
Basic income, that sort of stuff. Like those big hitting points, this is clearly just selling it for profit. If you wanted to do those things, and you wanted to do them well, you wouldn't do them with capitalism.
Or you wouldn't at least try and put a new fresh, at the bare minimum, you try and start deconstructing it. Not even fucking completely get rid of it, because I don't believe Bernie actually has any plan to completely throw away capitalism.
Right, yeah.
But at least the steps of deconstructing it, instead of literally human-centered capitalism, the way he's putting this, is giving, let alone new life to it, but giving it, capitalism, a new way to weasel out of its death spiral.
Yes.
Which is horrifying. That's the exact opposite of anything that anyone could ever want.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, if we're accepting this, we're just sort of like accepting more years in the shit.
Yeah. And you're right, these systems might be able to perpetuate, at least in my direct lifetime, maybe even improve my life.
Yeah.
Maybe improve life for the next 10, 15 years. I would even say it's probably like a 50-50 shot.
Yeah. I don't know about the terrible climate change stuff.
Okay, yeah. Besides the terrible climate change stuff, but when it comes to direct like economic well-being, it would probably be able to turn back the clock 10, 15 years.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why this wouldn't be able to
maybe help us. But then, what happens when not the next generation or the generation after that? It's back in the same exact shit we're in right now without a single step.
You mean even worse?
Yeah, even a fucking worse condition than we're in now. Yeah. In a new fucking revamped like capitalism.
Yeah.
As the fever has died, like there's, every single time you push off the inevitable, you're giving life and continuancy to something that is in essence a death cult that will fucking reap every last one of us. Basically, for a lot of people, Bernie was what would attract them, and then they go deeper and deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Yang will attract people with the same exact ideas, but trap them.
Yeah.
And like cheesecloth, and make sure they don't leave. Make sure all that fucking good energy, which is the liquid in the fucking cheesecloth, just drip right on the fuck through.
Yeah.
And you're just left with these, again, another sad husks who will vote for somebody like him, be inspired for maybe just this one election, and as things don't change in 4 years, realize that think again that there's no point in it and become politically disillusioned again.
Right.
And the cycle continues. There's so many fucking problems with this. It's God. But this could kill the move, could kill the drive, could kill the move.
Yeah.
And it's why people are even bothering to talk about it. It's why he even gets any public, like, fucking press whatsoever.
Yeah.
And it's why he will get continued press probably by the mainstream media as time goes on, because nobody wants the system to change.
Yeah.
Everyone, like, those fucking people are comfortable with the way it is.
Mm-hmm. I guess we're probably all wrapped up for the most
Yeah.
part. To leave on a very important note, one, let me see if that hat's fucking real. No. Good.
Thank God.
Good. Okay. Because I was going to say, if
Wait a second. Hit the book. Yo, is this just an advanced book deal?
it's a signed copy
Wait a
of
second.
The War of the Normal People.
Is this are we actually just overreacting to what's in essence an advanced promotion for books for a book sale?
Oh no, it's $50. We're currently out of stock. I don't know, man.
Oh shit. If you ever questioned about whether or not you like Andrew Yang, I want you to listen to his interviews. Don't listen to the fucking only one that people actually listen to, which is Joe Rogan's interview. Listen to the other interviews and just take a step back and think, if I met somebody on the streets who talk like this, what would I think of them? In all seriousness, the answer is he doesn't speak like a person. And that's it. Have a nice day.
Yeah. Okay.